Crusaders versus the House Cats.
And who's going to be the current Springbok flyhalf?
Let's burn through that.
My name's Nick.
And I'm Dax.
And welcome to the Cold Room, our weekly-ish kind of vibes rugby union chat show in our cold room, cold lounge.
Yeah, we like switching things around because I think this was like the fourth layout change.
Third. No, fourth. No, we gotta include the bedroom. We gotta include the bedroom.
that was an odd one.
Yeah.
But yeah, congratulations to the Crusaders, consecutive Super Rugby
Back to
champions.
back, yeah. How many years were we saying where are the Crusaders of old gone?
They're back.
And now they're back. The dominance is continuing. What's it now? The 9th title?
Yeah, it's the 9th title, and up until yesterday's game, they were 20 games on the trot, undefeated in playoff matches at home. Now 21 when they beat the Lions quite comfortably. We said by 20 points, and they won by 19.
There we go. So, we were right. South Africans, you shouldn't watch the game.
It wasn't pretty.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions seem to be the perennial losing finalists. It's at 3 finals in a row, 3 losses in a row, and one of those finals was at home, which is...
Yeah, I mean, they played 2 away and 1 at home. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride.
Yeah.
But for the first 10 minutes when they finally scored their first points in the 12th, 99% territory and 83% possession, and they didn't score a single try.
Yeah, because that is just showing that the Crusaders' defense is just solid.
It was monstrous. I mean, they did eventually let in the 2, I think it was 2 or 3 Lions tries that eventually, no, it was 2. They eventually let through 2 Lions tries, but I mean, the Crusaders are the team that can spin something from nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
their counter-attacking is second to none. Their defense was like next level. And to be quite honest, the Lions fought, but were never into it.
Yeah.
They were never in there.
I have to say, it was kind of, they were there but not there. I agree with you. There was virtually no defense at some points. Like, there was the one Crusaders try which just literally stepped through 3 Lions defenders.
Correct.
They weren't there, they weren't in the game. They talked about how we've got experience of big matches now, having played in 2 previous finals, coming into this final, and that didn't show. They honestly looked like it was their first Super Rugby game ever, and that's why they lost.
Yeah, and it was a tale of 2 fly halves as well. I mean, you had one fly half in Elton Yankees who hasn't missed a single minute of the Lions Super Rugby campaign. And then you have Richie Mowango, who was out for 6 to 8 weeks with a broken jaw, and he's come back, and it's like he's never left.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Kieran Reid was also just coming back, and he's just
come back, and he's also. I mean, he wasn't the dominant Kieran Reid we know of old. I think he's still getting up to match fitness, but we've been talking about Alton from the Super Rugby Championship and how he blows hot and cold, stepping up to that professional league. This weekend is another step in the wrong direction for him in the Springbok plans, and this is where we talk about the fly half choices going forward. But Richie Mowango is, with Bowden Barrett, I think, going to be the incumbent New Zealand fly half coming to the Rugby Championship.
With Liam Sopawanga in the squad as well. I think that will be
I mean, Richie Mowango, there was some instances where he carved straight through the Lions. Like, I mean, the guy is really, really sure-footed, whereas Alton, unfortunately, is not.
Yeah, Alton he's lost his confidence. He's playing further back than he ever did before.
Yeah, he was in the pocket again way too much.
And his passing.
It is suspect. I mean, I counted, I think, 3 or 4 hospital passes.
What's a hospital pass, just for those who don't know?
Okay, so hospital pass means if you are under pressure, you pass the ball on without looking or any second thought to your outside player, and they're under pressure in the hit.
Not only that, but it puts them in a very vulnerable position. So often it's a very high ball, so they're reaching.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little.
I mean, he threw a couple over. He threw behind to no one. I mean, an up and under that is supposed to be a tool to get the ball back. He kicked it way too far. They kicked it straight back. He ended up taking the ball over into the try line, darting it down, scoring the Crusaders a 5-meter attacking scrum, and then they score off it. I mean,
yeah, I have to say, if he is part of the rugby championship squad, he is extremely lucky. Because, let's face it, in the June test window, he didn't play well. And
well, in the match that, in a match where good old coach says, "Boy, I'm trusting you for this. I am not going to substitute my fly halves," and he got substituted after 50 minutes.
there we go.
Yeah, that goes a lot to say for his chances in the rugby championship, especially when you look at, for New Zealand, Bowden Barrett, Mo'unga, Sapawanga. You kind of go, okay, we're in trouble unless you have someone who can face those guys head to head. And I think the only real standout fly half that fits that mold is Andre Pollard.
Yeah, but even then, he's got some holes in his game where you say he's a nice, well-rounded fly half, but you look at Barrett, and Barrett is just class.
Well,
maybe his kicking is a little bit suspect.
Actually, in terms of his territorial kicking, enunciation, Bowden Barrett isn't strong in terms of territorial game. He's good in terms of that kick pass where he gets his players into good positions and creates attacking gaps. You look at Mo'unga, who's different. He's more in the Andre Pollard vein where he takes the ball up in hand, has got a good distribution game, can kick territorially. That's his strength. What we need to do is, okay, if we got Andre Pollard who can like for like with Mo'unga, who's going to be our like for like against someone like Bowden Barrett?
Yeah.
I mean, we can't pull up Robert Dupree because he's a like for like with Andre Pollard in certain instances.
But he's not even part of the squad anymore.
But he's not part of the squad anymore because he's had a very indecisive Super Rugby campaign, and on top of that, he got charged out twice when he debuted as a Springbok and lost us the game to the Welsh.
Yeah.
I mean, I was rooting for Robert. I really was. But
so that kind of brings us to who is the backup fly-off then, because right now with the squad to be announced tomorrow, so Monday, so we would have known by the time this video is out, but right now the extended squad is Willemse, Pollard.
Yeah, and I kind of like it, but I kind of don't, and I got a reason for that. Willemse's only turned 20.
Yeah.
He's only had one longish or fullish season for the Stormers.
Yeah.
He was part of the squad that won the Currie Cup last year.
Yes.
So he's got talent. There's no denying that. But I think he's a bit young to be thrown into a mix so soon.
Well, I mean, let's talk about Pollard's Springbok debut. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but
he was back from the Under-20 World Cup, landed, and the next day he was playing New Zealand and he scores.
Well, let's look at this. I think Andre Pollard's got a couple of centimeters and a couple of kilograms above Damien Willemse.
That is true.
But we were talking about like for likes. Damien Willemse could be our like for like for Bowden Barrett.
Possibly, yeah. My theory is that we'll probably see Damien Willemse learning in this squad, really getting mentored a bit by the more senior players, and you might end up seeing players, more versatile players, as our backup fly half, because as Erasmus said, he does not want to substitute to fly half during the game unless an injury happens.
Or he's just concerned about about the player's game time or something like that. And it's really important that he manages it. Look, I think Willemse can make the step up to the Springboks. I'm not saying he can't. I just think he must be bled in properly.
Yeah. I think New Zealand would be a good game to do that.
I would think maybe starting or getting him going with the Australian leg.
Yeah. I think that will be the easiest leg.
Well, the Argentinians you can bleed them in, but for the first 2 games or the first game you want to really start with the squad, because we start with the away matches. I think again.
No, we always start with home Argentina, away Argentina.
Okay, so we'll start at home, and then we got a 3-match away leg. So he has to travel with the squad. I think getting him game time would probably the best thing to do would have him as the utility fly-half fullback on the bench. Because we have Billy LaRue, who we would probably prefer to see stay at fullback for continuity's sake. A Piwe Janche, provided his hamstring injury isn't too serious, I mean he did play 20 minutes against the Crusaders and looked really, really good. He's still one of our first choice for one of the wings. Sukumbuzo Noche unfortunately is out with his ankle injury, which means who do we put on the right wing or left wing? I mean, the Piwe can go either side.
Noche is a flank.
Not Noche.
I was a bit worried there. I was like,
what's his name now? I've forgotten his name.
The Sharks guy.
The Sharks
guy. Corsi.
Yeah, Sabun Corsi. Sorry. Thank you. I'm not saying that across. The names sound almost similar, so
you're forgiven.
So I'm not saying that all play.
You're digging your own grave. Yeah, I'm not going to help you. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see who the squad is and who it entails. I think it's going to be largely the same as the June test.
Yeah.
Minus a few players, maybe plus a few players. So like one minus Dwayne is not playing.
Yeah, Dwayne is not playing.
He's in Japan right now. But yeah, I think it will be interesting to see, and keen to see what happens in the next month or so.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting who Erasmus gets in at number 8, considering Whiteley didn't have a very, very good game.
And he just came back from injury.
He's just come back from injury as well, so it's going to be interesting.
I think you might see the Dupria twins teaming up.
Look, I want to see Dan get a bit more of a chance. I mean, Jean-Luc is great and he's fantastic and stuff, but I want to see that. Look, I do understand Dan's form is not 100% there right now, but I'd like to see him just get another chance.
Yeah, I think you might see that happen this championship, because yes, specialist 8-mans we're in short supply.
Yeah, all very specialist 8-mans.
Yeah.
I mean, you got, now I'm correctly saying this, Sukumbuzo Noche can switch between flank and 8-man.
Oh, but he'll be a small 8-man.
He'll be a small 8-man, yes, I agree, but say for example you have Jean-Luc on one side, we've got Sia Khaleesi on the other side for that little bit more mobility, and you must remember, Noche is a little bit more physical than Warren.
Yes.
He'll add that nice versatility and link up, but I mean, it's anybody's position now.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know what Rusty is going to do, and I mean, we need to start thinking of how we're going to counter, say for example, like the Argentinian scrum is huge.
I'm worried about Argentina, given the Jaguares' form towards the end of the Super Rugby season, and the Jaguares coach is now the Pumas coach.
Well, it'll be interesting because now you can start banking on a few more overseas players.
Yeah.
And that type of experience comes into it, and I mean, when you play for your country, everything's elevated. So I think the Argentinians, considering they're showing, making their first playoffs for the Super Rugby and all that, they're going to be a difficult team to put away. And I mean, I'm pretty sure the first game against us at home is going to be tough. I mean, some of the players have been in training camps for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So they haven't gotten game time. The Currie Cup only starts a week later after the first rugby championship game.
But it was good because I think a lot of the players needed that break.
Yeah, they do. The Lions players not so much, but
yeah, this is something we can chat about next week when we actually have the squad and possible permutations.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see what Rusty builds and how we build up to the rugby championship. But for me, the first game against the Argentinians, get the right team out in the field.
Win it.
Win it. That's the first priority. Win it.
I think Rusty is not experimenting. He's trying to find his starting 15 for the World Cup next year. And he has an idea of what that is and he will put the best team forward. He won't experiment
Correct.
with fringe players.
No, he has to put his best foot forward, keep players in the peripheral squad because we're going to have to create depth to the World Cup. I mean, the long Super Rugby season is going to cause, and the fact that there's going to be no June break next year, we are going to see injuries.
But yeah, we'll chat next week about the possible starting 15 once we have a better idea of the squad. And yeah, you know what to do. Like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. We got a new subscriber. I've forgotten his name, but yes, we got a new subscriber.
We're up to 19 subscribers.
20 now.
20.
Yes.
Woohoo! That's awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, like the video, subscribe, share the video if you enjoy what you're seeing. You know, let's spread the good news.
And hit the bell icon at the bottom of the screen so we can notify you when the videos are up again.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Cheers, guys. Have a good one.